Well, I want to welcome everyone to this call here today. I have a very special guest with us, Mike Banks from Fund and Grow. He is the COO of Fund and Grow, and you're going to learn a lot about him today and how that his company and what they offer is going to be able to benefit you guys here today. And so I just want to get right into it and have you learn more about him. So, Mike, thanks for being on the call with me here today. I appreciate your time. And look forward to interviewing here and hearing all about Fund and Grow and what you can offer our clients and our members.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Dave, so much for having me today. We've been working together for a few years now, and I'm excited that we're doing this interview and just kind of getting this information out to everyone so that people could take advantage of it.
Definitely. I appreciate that. And yeah, I think it was 2015 that we first came across each other. So it's been more than 4 years now. And actually, when I first started working with you guys, I was looking for, funding for our business as well to expand in with our e-commerce business and what we're doing with our Amazon product business.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were able to, well, first of all, my credit wasn't that good. So the first thing we had to do is fix the credit, which you guys have a different part of your company that does that too. So I'm sure we could talk more about that. But you guys were able to help build my credit. And then over that time, we were able to get lots of different credit card funding at 0% interest, which I know we're going to talk about here in a minute. But yeah, the things that you guys have been able to do. And we have tons of different clients of mine that have already worked with you guys. So a lot of success stories with that as well.
Yeah, I was just pulling that up. If you guys saw my eyes darting around, I was just trying to pull that up and see how much credit we've gotten for your group total. And it looks like we're over 3 million, 3.4 million that we've established just for your clientele. Overall, we've done over like 600 million. But
Wow.
yeah, we've done pretty well over the few years that we've been working together. So definitely excited to hopefully bring in some new clients that are looking to grow or start their Amazon business, because this is a really great way to buy product at a discounted price. You could buy your bulk inventory doing this. It's easy to send a wire transfer directly from the credit line we set up. So yeah, I think this is a great fit, and I'm glad that we're doing this interview. And we're going to do a webinar coming up soon as well, and that'll really give everyone all the details. But on this video, I think it's going to be a good interview. We'll just hit on all the main points, and then if anybody wants to book a call, see how much they pre-qualify for, they'll be able to do that as well. Just go to the link in the description, and then we'll give everybody
Awesome.
a call and tell them how they pre-qualify.
Cool. Well, I appreciate that, Mike. Well, let's just dive right into the interview then. So, one of the questions that comes up a lot is, how is it possible to get funding through Fund and Grow? So please just go ahead and walk us through the whole process of what it is that you do with the clients and how it is that you guys get money and funding for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a service. When you guys sign up with Fund and Grow, if you do, we're a service, and the service we provide is setting up these business credit accounts. We do all of the work for you. It's a done-for-you service, so you don't have to worry about doing it all yourself. You don't have to worry about sitting on the phone, on hold with the banks, or any of that. We take care of all of that, and our team is actually incentivized to get our clients approved at the highest amount possible, and that is a really big part and plays a big part in why we get such high results so consistently. We do about 10 to 15 million in new credit lines that we establish every single month. So we have a lot of relationships. We have a lot more pull when it comes to getting on the phone with somebody and having them review an application and then decision it at the appropriate limit. A lot of times when people do this on their own, they get approved and it's only for small amounts like 2,000, 5,000. So then we go and we call the underwriter and we negotiate the highest limit possible. So that entire service that I'm talking about is all done for you by Fund and Grow. And we have a 12-month membership where we do all of that work. We do 3 rounds of funding. Typically within the first 2 weeks, clients receive up to 150,000. Most clients receive between 40 to 80,000 within that first 2 weeks of getting started with us. And then over the 12 months, we repeat that process 3 times, and we build up to and sometimes over $250,000 in business credit lines. So, like I said, each time we apply, 3 times over the year, there'll be usually 4 to 5 applications. So you'll get multiple accounts each time we apply. And over that 12-month period, we'll also help you merge some of those accounts together so that you can retain the 0 interest for as long as possible. So each account's an average of 12 months at 0 interest. So over the 12-month period working with us, we'll apply and we'll get you 3 rounds of funding. Each round is going to have zero interest for an average of 12 months. So we really help our clients maintain that zero interest as long as possible, moving balances over, merging accounts, and really keeping it at the low interest as long as possible. So that's something that we do for all of our clients. It also includes an entity. If you don't have one yet, we do that as well for you. So that's just kind of everything in a nutshell, what we do. But there's a lot more to it. But yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
much everything.
and I know in the webinar you mentioned already that we'll get into a lot more details about the specifics and everything else like that. So this is just going to kind of be an overview of what it is that you
Yeah.
guys do, and get people to get on that call, which is awesome. So it sounds like those connections that you guys have, it really helps to get that exactly, things that we can't achieve on our own. And that's the benefit of working with you guys with those connections. It happens fast, and 2 weeks is absolutely incredible. So you just mentioned there about entities and that sort of thing. So do you guys walk us through the process of setting up the credit cards, setting up the business LLC? Explain, tell us more about that, please.
Okay. So as soon as you get started, if you do become a client, within 2 days, we reach out to all new clients. We've already done the review. We already know where you stand and what you qualify for, what amount. And so at that point, we'll give you a call, say, hey, let's move forward to applications. What entity do you want to use? Do you have an existing entity? No, I don't have one. So in that case, we would set up an entity for that client. We do all that for you. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Really, the only qualifier is your credit score and your credit history. It doesn't matter if you've got a 20-year business or you just started your business yesterday. That really doesn't matter when it comes to this type of credit, because the qualifier is your personal credit. So as long as you've got scores over 730, you've got some open credit card accounts, even scores over a 680, we apply for people like that all the time. But ideally, 730 scores and up. If you're in that range, you're definitely going to be good to go. With a few, open credit card accounts. So that's what we usually look at. We look at the open credit card accounts. We look at the limits. We look at the balances. We look at new accounts. We look at late payments, negatives. And that's how we evaluate you and tell you what you pre-qualify for. So if you have a decent credit profile, that's all you need. You don't need 10 years in business. You don't need huge numbers when it comes to financials, or you don't need to provide tax returns, because it's all based on stated income. And it's really a credit-based application. So it's easy to get approved. And the bank likes lending through these types of credit lines because it costs them less money, as opposed to like a traditional business loan or, a line of credit. There's a lot more hoops to jump through to get approved for those. With these business credit cards, it's all through the major banks like Bank of America, Barclays, Chase, Citi, Key, you name it. We work with all the major banks who offer zero interest. But the cool thing is all it takes to get approved is your personal credit. You don't need to provide a litany of documentation or financials to get approved. So that's a big thing for a lot of our clients. A lot of them are starting up and they don't have history with their business. They don't have the income. They don't have the credit history with their business. So, working with us, a lot of people think they have to go out and get an investor or some money from someone else, and then they got to give away 50% of their company, right? Like Shark Tank, people are giving away a lot of stake of their company just to get access to 100,000. And then, we have this system here where you can literally get that money without giving away 50% of your company. And I think it really opens a lot of eyes because people don't realize they can do this. They don't realize how easy it is for us to get them this money. It's sometimes it's just like people don't realize what's out there, and then they go and they give away 50% of their company. So yeah, I would say this is a huge resource for any business owner, especially someone who's in the e-com space that needs to buy bulk inventory, that just doesn't have the money to come out of pocket, or they're just starting, or whatever the case is. This is something that you can use in any business. And like we said earlier, we've had like over 40 clients come from you over the years that have used this, and we've got a lot of other partners that are also sending clients for Amazon stores. So we know this works. We've been in this business for 10 years. We have over 1,500 positive reviews online. We absolutely know what we're doing. We're not, this isn't just our first run. We've been doing this for many years. Like I said before, we do about 15 million every month. So working with us, you can really feel comfortable working with us, that we know what we're doing and we're going to get you approved. And we even have a 60-day refund period for people, just so they know for sure they're not getting in bed with someone who's going to rip them off. we're very, very wholesome and sincere and genuine. We really care about our clients. So I know I just went on a tangent there, but
That's
it
great
is what it
stuff.
is.
No, that's good. That's all good stuff to know. And you went into a lot of things that I was going to probably ask here in a little bit there, and just talking about your company and that customer satisfaction, all those reviews. That's incredible. That makes a huge difference in a business and trusting, especially when you're dealing with finances. I mean, you got to be able to, like you said, you're getting in bed with somebody. You want to be, you obviously have to have that trust there when you're dealing with your finances and your business is on the line and all that good stuff. But you had mentioned the credit scores there. You had said 730, even 680. That you said it's really easy then to get the credit. What if if like let's say the people who are listening to this call right now, they don't have that type of credit. Is there still options for them? What could be done to be able to raise that credit score to get them to the place where they can get this type of talking about?
Yep. So we help people who have 500s, and we help people who have 800s. So if you're in a tougher credit situation right now, maybe you have some negative items. We have a credit repair company who's very aggressive. They do a great job, 4-channel dispute process, and they get things removed like bankruptcies. They get all different types of things removed from our clients' credit reports. Those clients that sign up with Fund and Grow, they're hoping to get funding, but then we find out they don't qualify, right? So then we have to do credit repair. In some cases, we don't need to do credit repair. Sometimes scores are low only because of high debt on credit cards. So in some cases, clients might have one card that's maxed out, but then they have 3 other cards that have no balance. So in that case, you could balance transfer that half that balance over to the other credit cards so that it literally will balance out everything on your report so that you don't have one maxed out and the rest completely paid off, because that will get you denied, believe it or not. You want everything to be at 35% across the board, not just 35% in general, but you want all of your accounts to have a less than 35% balance. So that's something that we would review with you guys in the first 2 days. Like I was saying before, you get signed up as a client. We review your credit. We come up with a plan of action. We let you know exactly how. We give you a $10,000 window and say this is about where we feel you're going to pre-qualify, and this is where you're going to end up. And then we'll say, look, you don't qualify right now. If that's the case, so you need to do credit repair. Let us get started on this. We have a great credit repair team who we work in tandem with. They help with all of our clients that need repair, and they'll take care of it for you, get it done real quickly, and then boom, you'll come back to Fund and Grow once that's done, and we'll be able to apply. Same thing with pay downs. If if a client needs to make pay downs, we'll let them know right away in that first 2 days, so they can say, oh, okay, I got to make $5,000 pay down, or I got to do a balance transfer to balance those accounts out. So people know right away, is my point, getting started, where they're going to go. Are they going straight to funding? Are they going to credit repair? Do they need to make pay downs? So they'll know right away. And then, like I said before, we have a 60-day refund period. So if it just turns out that you're not going to get approved, and you'll get your money back, and there's no questions about that. So yeah, I hope I answered your
It really makes it a
question.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
It makes it a no-brainer. So whatever situation that people are finding themselves in, it sounds like you have an option to help them. And if for some reason, whatever it may be, there's something you can't do, or that the client is just not happy, there's a no questions asked, 60-day money back guarantee is what I hear you saying.
Right. But if you got substantial credit and you're still not happy, that's not my problem. You know what I mean? Like, if you got credit, you can't do the program, everybody's happy in that case. Most people
right now, if they're able to
get that. I mean,
yeah. Hey, Mike, you only got me 50,000. I was expecting 90. I want my refund. That's what you're saying. So it's not going to work.
No, that's not how that works. I mean, if let's say we got you like we can only get $2,000. That just doesn't happen though. See, we know when we bring a client to the banks, we know what they're going to get, because we've done this thousands of times. So we look at everything on the report and we say, okay, you've got $20,000 limits. Your balances are where they need to be. You got 750s. You don't have any late payments. You don't have any brand new accounts. You're good to go. With that scenario, you should be looking at above 50,000, right? So we'll give you a pre-qualification, and let's say we tell someone that we think they're going to get 50 to 60,000, right? If they get 40,000, everyone's happy. You know what I mean? If they get 5,000 and we told them 50, obviously we get it. That makes sense for someone not to be very happy with that,
right?
But that doesn't.
So people are going to know. Yeah, but you've been doing this for a while, so you guys kind of know what to expect. You know what it's gonna take, and you're gonna be right on with stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Good
and a lot
stuff.
of it goes by your limits. It's just for everyone who's
Yeah,
wondering, like, how do I figure out where I'm going to stand? It really goes by your credit history, how long those accounts have been open, and what the limits are, and what the balances are. And they must be major bank cards as well, because that's really all we're looking at is the credit cards. We're not worried about the mortgages. We're not worried about the installment loans. So if you have a couple credit cards open, 5, 10, maybe $20,000 limits, you're in great shape. If you have one credit card that you just opened yesterday with Best Buy, you don't have any personal foundation, right? So we need to get some personal credit there so that when we apply for business credit, the bank has something to look at. They need to look at revolving bank credit lines to see how you've handled it, and that's how they make their decision whether or not to approve you on business credit lines. So that's really the qualifier. It's not about your income. I mean, it's important, but we don't need all the documentation and tax returns and all that because we're able to use projections. It's stated income. That's what it is. That's how the
right.
applications work. You could do it online real quick. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to provide documents. Fill out the app. Most people do this on their own. They fill out the credit card app. They get denied. They're like, darn it. Maybe next year I'll get some business credit. And this happens a lot to people with 750s, 780s. They can't get approved on their own because they don't have any existing business credit, which
Right.
seems like contradictory. Like, how do I get approved for business
Right.
credit if I don't have any business credit? Because that's why they get denied a lot of times. Insufficient business credit history. So clients are like, what the heck? How do I get approved if I have no history? So how do I start
Right.
that history if yeah, so you get the point. But
It's like
um,
starting off as a teenager too. You have to build the personal credit, the same thing, or you have
good
to when
example.
you
Yeah.
get a job, right? You have to have some kind of history. You have to have some kind of experience, right? So you got to find a way
Yeah.
to build it out.
Yeah, a lot of the
No, it
banks will
makes
tell
sense.
you like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't approve you on this credit card because you don't have enough history. You have insufficient history."
Hmm.
And so a lot of times people end up getting a secured card when they first start out. When I first started with my credit, I had a Bank of America bank account for a while, and I didn't apply for credit card. So then I started with this company over 8 years ago, and I applied for my first credit card at that time, and I got approved. I went to Bank of America, applied there, and that's what anyone should do. If you don't have any credit cards right now in your personal name, you should go wherever you've had a bank account for a while. Go and apply there because you have a relationship with them, and you're much more likely to get approved for an actual credit card. And then you can build it that way. So same thing on the business credit side, right? When it comes to building business credit, they need something to look at. If you have no personal credit available or established, they're gonna they're gonna deny you. So then in those cases, if you have let's say a weak personal credit situation, we'll build your personal credit so that you do qualify for business credit down the road. We do this all the time for our clients. Some clients get 20, 30, 40,000 in personal credit at zero interest. They use it for several months, and then down the road we can apply for business credit. So that's the scenario for people with limited credit, or maybe they need credit repair, maybe they need to make pay downs. And then the people who have 750s that have just superb credit, a lot of times those people apply on their own. And I've hear this all the time. They got denied because they had no business credit history. So they do the same thing they did on the personal with the business. So once you get to the business credit phase of your life, now they're starting to tell you the same thing. So it's hard in that scenario to get. Some banks are more lenient about it, but a lot of banks will say the same thing. You don't have any history. I'm sorry, we're not able to approve because that's our policy. So coming to Fund and Grow, you don't have to deal with that. You know why? Because we do 10 to 15 million every month with these banks. So when we submit an application for a client who is qualified based on their personal credit, and then that client gets denied, we call in and we speak with the contact that we're speaking to every single day. We say, hey, this client has a 750. They've got $20,000 cards. We need to get them approved. Boom, they review it, and they literally approve the client right then and there. Many times we go from a denial to $30,000, $40,000 card. Many times we go from a $5,000, $10,000 auto approval, turn that into a $50,000 approval after we call in and we have the application reviewed. Our team is literally people on our team doing this every day. They are getting paid based on the amount that they increase. So imagine doing this on your own and having to deal with all this, getting on the phone, sitting on hold, hoping you get through to the right person, or you can hire us to do it. We have a whole team of people here who are literally on the phone all day negotiating and making sure these applications get approved and get reviewed by a human being. Most of them When you do this on your own, most of these applications all done by the computer algorithm. No human being ever reviews it. That's why the bank loves to lend through business credit cards versus loans, which I touched on earlier, because it's much less labor intensive. It doesn't even require a human being. They just have the application online, you fill it out, and then the decision comes back automatically. Most people don't fight that decision. They just take it or leave it, and that's it. But we have this whole system where we can get all those applications into review and make sure our clients get approved at the maximum amount possible.
Well, and I love how you said that, and I didn't know this, that you have a whole team of people that are working for you, and they're incentivized to get paid more as they are helping their clients out. So
They
it's a
are.
win-win situation. I wasn't even aware of that. That's awesome.
Bonuses
Hey,
also.
yeah, there you go. And they
Yeah.
know what they're doing because they've been doing this for so long. So
Yeah.
you mentioned some things there I've been thought of, but and I didn't. You had mentioned helping increase your car loan, what you're able to apply for, and all that good stuff. So I'm learning more stuff as we go here, Mike. And I've been working with you guys for over 4 years now. So one thing kept on coming up. You kept on saying your personal credit, your business credit. Is there a benefit to signing up jointly with somebody else? Having kind of how like when you're married, sometimes it's better to do things joint instead of personal. If you have a business partner, that sort of thing. Go into what would be the benefits of doing that, or maybe there's some drawbacks to it.
No, really, it's all benefit. It's all positive. If you're using a wife, let's say you're using a spouse, maybe you have a business partner you're bringing in to the program with you. All that's going to do is bring more funding to you, and it's not going to cost you anything extra. So that's a big deal right there. Usually we charge X amount for 12 months per person, per person. So because Dave and I have been working together for so long, we have a special bonus put together for people, and we call it the free partner upgrade. So basically, if you have a husband, a spouse, business partner, and you sign up with us after you watch this video, you book a call, and you end up becoming a client down the road, you can add that person onto your account, and then what you'll get is double the amount of service. So instead of us just working with one person, we'll apply for you and we'll apply for your spouse or whoever you bring in with you, and you'll get double the amount of funding. We had a client couple who got $280,000 on their first round of funding, which is ridiculously huge. I mean, it's not like the common thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, overpromise, but that happened. They got 280,000 their first round of funding between two people. So that only cost them that one membership fee. So that's huge right there. And a lot of people can take advantage of that because you can use a family member, you can use spouse, husband, father, mother. It doesn't have to be just your spouse. So that right there definitely is a big deal. It could bring a lot of extra funding to you. I definitely recommend that if that's an option. And normally, you'd be paying double the service fee with us. And you're not. So one other thing that we didn't talk about is $500 discount. Anyone who goes through the link, books a call, there's going to be a $500 discount on top of the buy one get one free partner upgrade that we're just talking about.
Good stuff. And one of the things that's awesome deal. Thanks, Mike, for providing that, and for our clients and our members, everyone who's watching this, you get access to that. And I do recommend that you go through our link to get that, because if you just go to your website directly, it's the regular price, not $500, and it's not buy one get one. Is that correct?
That is correct. So make sure you go through Dave's link. He literally negotiated that discount, and make sure you go through his link.
Good stuff. And I'll provide that. It'll be down in the details of this video, and also a link to the webinar, so you guys can get access to that and get the full details about everything here. So Mike, one of the things that come up a lot when I'm working with my members and clients, I do business with a lot of people that are outside the United States. And I know that it's more difficult for people to try to get equity or funding in the U.S. And we're talking about doing things jointly with partnerships and whatnot. What would you recommend for people that are watching this right now that are needing funding for their business, whether it is in the United States or outside the United States? But how can they go about taking advantage of this deal as well?
So for our program, we need people who are U.S. citizens with a U.S. Social Security number and all of that. We need U.S. credit history. So if you live in Canada or wherever you live right now, but you have a business here in the US, maybe you have a partner in the US who has credit history, who has a social security number, maybe family that you've got here, then we can apply using their credit profile. Obviously they're going to consent to it. Then we would be able to get you that funding, and then you can use it. But if you don't have those things that we need, the US social security number, US credit history, and a US address, then we currently don't apply for credit outside of the US. So that's kind of just the way it is right now. We are thinking about moving into the Canadian market and start applying for credit cards out there in Canada as well. But right now, it's all for U.S. citizens, social security number, U.S. address, U.S. credit history. But we have had clients who found a credit partner in the U.S. And then we were able to make it happen that way. But yeah, that's just the way it is with that.
And I think I've had several of our members that's exactly what they've done. They've partnered with someone in the United States and took advantage of this buy one get one free deal that you have, and utilized their U.S. partner to work together to get that funding. Also, I would assume too that you mentioned before about setting up an LLC. We didn't really get into that as far as what you guys can do for our members. I'm assuming that could incorporate in the United States. They can incorporate their own business in the USA as an international member, and then they can apply for funding that way. Is that an option too? So two separate questions there. If you could tell us more about what you guys do for setting up the business LLCs, and then how we can utilize that to get more funding for people that are international.
Yes. Okay. So the thing is, even with the LLC established in this country, we still need the U.S. Social Security number and the U.S. credit history, because everything is based on that. Business credit through like Bank of America and all the major banks, they come with zero interest for an average of 12 months. That's what we go after. That's all we go after. And that's the approval process really is going off the personal credit. Doesn't matter if you have an LLC, doesn't matter if you have a S corp, it doesn't matter if you've only got a sole proprietorship, because it's all going to be tied to the personal credit. So they're going to review your personal credit, and it's technically personally guaranteed. So we need someone with that criteria, with the U.S. credit history and all that, to get access to these types of credit lines that are actually, going to benefit them. There are ways to get corporate credit, which is like vendor credit accounts, like with Home Depot and things like that. Some of these Net 30 accounts and vendor trade lines. The thing is that most of those vendors are, Home Depot, Uline Shipping, Dell, things like that. You have to use the funding with those specific accounts and with those specific vendors. And so you can't send a wire transfer directly to Alibaba or one of these other manufacturers in China with those types of credit lines. Those are really they're limited with what you can do with those. The only reason I'm bringing this whole idea up is because there's no personal credit check required with that, but all you're going to get is like store credit basically. And it's not really going to allow you to get zero interest credit that you can send a wire transfer directly to the inventory, the bulk provider. You can with the business credit that we get for people, we have clients buying houses literally as a cash buyer, which as a cash buyer you get a discount. Everyone knows that whether it's inventory, whether it's houses, if you're paying cash, you get a discount usually. So being able to set up a business credit line with Bank of America, for example, that has zero interest for 12 months, that allows me now to send a wire transfer to any manufacturer, any place of business, anywhere. And I could buy houses doing that. I could buy 50,000 in inventory, whatever I want to buy. And I could do that anywhere. I could send that wire transfer to Dave. I could send that wire transfer to McDonald's. I could send it to the closing company, Alibaba, wherever I want. And I can't do that with those store credit cards. So back to the question, even if you have the LLC, you still need the U.S. personal credit and credit history and social in order to get approved. But yes, we do set that up for you. We set up the entity for everyone. If you don't have an LLC, doesn't matter. It's included in our program in the price. We have an attorney. I have an attorney who I've created a relationship with. He sets up all the LLCs for free for our clients. He also informs you about estate planning and trusts and things like that. So if anyone's interested in that and they become a client, You'll get a free LLC set up by him, but he'll also try to sell you on some estate planning and a trust and things like that. But it doesn't
Of
matter. You have to
course. Yeah,
buy
it's
him.
always upsells.
Yeah. But that's cool though.
But
You get started with us,
oh yeah.
you get the free entity. A lot of people like that, especially the new people who are just starting out. Maybe they just did one deal. Maybe they just, started their store, whatever the case is. That's a big help to a lot of people, even to me. I went through that process for my real estate business. I had them set up a free LLC for me because it was taking me forever, and it was like this thing hanging over my head. And it's like, all right, I've done 5 deals. I'm buying properties. I need an LLC, and I still wasn't getting it done myself. But then I had them do it for me.
So yeah, you guys are a one-stop shop for all things funding and business. That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
credit
good things. And
repair.
yeah, and then like I'm always learning more too, Mike. As like I said, we've been working together for over 4 years, and I'm like, wow. Before the call, Mike and I were talking about how they can assist me with talking about they're actually getting funding for these cash deals for real estate operations and that sort of things, which is awesome. So I wanted some clarification, Mike. That we had talked about a couple things now. You talked about business lines of credit right there, about sending wire transfers and that sort of thing. We also talked about business credit cards. So can you explain really what's the difference? Because I know if are some people just going to get access to business credit cards? Will some people get access to the credit? And when you have the business credit cards, how do you get cash from that? How does that whole process work? And usually when I think like a credit card, there's going to be some kind of higher fees involved, and it kind of starts with the percentage rate as soon as you get that money. So how's the whole thing work?
Okay, so I was mentioning being able to send a wire transfer before, and that is being done through a third party company called Plastic. Now, this is a lot of people really like this when we talk about this because it's like a kind of like a, secret industry secret type of a thing. Basically, Plastic allows you, they'll charge your credit card and they'll charge you 2.75%, and then they'll send that wire transfer wherever you want to send it. That's it. There's no cash advance fee. There's no back end fee or anything. So, like a lot of these people that are buying houses going through our program, for example, they have Plastic. They set up a quick account with Plastic. It's super, super easy. I've interviewed clients that have done it. I've done it. It's not a big deal. Set up the Plastic account. You add the pay to vendor, who could be Alibaba, could be a closing company for a real estate purchase, anything. And then you choose the dollar amount. You add your credit card that you want to charge. It could be multiple cards, and then they charge you that credit. They charge the card. They charge you 2.75% based on whatever amount of money that you're sending, and that's it. You pay 2.75% for a wire transfer, 2.5% for a check or ACH. So the wire is a little more, but it gives you the ability to be a cash buyer for houses, for inventory. We have a lot of clients that have come through our program. Not only your clients, Dave, but we've been dealing with this for many years, dealing with this seminar company who trains Amazon, and they have like this high ticket program, right? We've been getting clients through this company as well as your students, and just tons and tons of clients have gone through the program, gotten access to the funding, and started their store or bought more inventory, paid for marketing. Like it's a no-brainer. And having that ability to be able to send the wire transfer, it's a no-brainer. It's only 2.75%. Yes, there's a cost to it, but you can't really beat that. I mean, like if you go around and you look around for better loans, even a line of credit, I know American Express has offers. A lot of the different banks have lines of credit offers, but those are harder to get approved for. You have to have the financials. You have to prove the revenue numbers. So it's going to be more difficult if you're a new business to get that type of credit. And the downside is it doesn't come with zero interest for 12 months. So that's why we go after these types of loans. We go after business credit cards because they essentially act like a line of credit. You have the ability to send the money wherever you want. The only difference is you have the physical form of an actual business credit card versus a traditional line of credit, which is going to be harder to get approved for. You need the financials, tax returns, all that stuff. It's harder to get approved for. And a lot of these online lenders, these online credit lines and all that, like On Deck and all these other online loans you can get, they're ridiculous interest rates. And those are easier to get. Those On Deck type loans, those are easier to get than going directly through your bank to get a traditional line of credit or business loan. But then when you start looking at business credit cards, that's when we start realizing how much value and potential is there, because it's easy for us to get our clients approved. We did 15 million 2 months ago. We set up $15 million worth of new credit line in 1 month, for our clientele, and that's huge. There's a lot of funding available that people are not aware of, and so I think it's a huge benefit. I think it's like, I really believe in it. You know what I mean? I've been here for 8 years. I really see it helping a lot of clients in the Amazon space, and we keep getting more and more affiliates from the Amazon space, who have clients that need to start businesses, and the proof is in the pudding. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing this video right now,
Yeah.
because it works. You wouldn't be doing
Good
this. I
stuff.
wouldn't be doing this if it didn't work. It's
Right.
just a great resource.
And I tell you what, you just mentioned there, but other people charge. We get this, or we access it. Amazon tells us all the time, hey, you are approved to get this loan. You push a button and you get it. But you look at the APR over the year, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's like 18, 19, sometimes 20% APR. And, it's just, it's robbery. It's what it is. It's a highway robbery. And so, what you guys are doing is it's some of the best options that I've seen as far as to get access to that funds. You mentioned, our clients. You had said, what you guys have been able to get for people that I've referred over to you. My clients, my members, that sort of thing. As far as you guys, I mean, what kind of funding have you been able to get all your clients in general? I'm curious. I don't know if you mentioned that yet over the time that you guys have been doing this. It said,
Yeah.
like last month and that sort of thing. But
Mhm.
overall, I mean, what are we looking at here?
Over 600 million now, and we have
Wow.
I think we did 3.43 million for your group. But we have some affiliates that we've done. One affiliate, we did 83 million for his group, just for his group. So yeah, we've done quite a bit of funding over the years, over the last 10 years. I've been here for 8 years. And then over those last, 8 years, over the last 5 years even, we've really grown a lot. So we just bought a new office building. We just bought a new, $1 million building. The one that we're in now, we also purchased several years ago, but we outgrew it. We have like 36 or more employees now. We're on the Inc. 5000 list the last 4 years in a row. We're legit. We have like over 1,500 reviews online. You guys go and look. You'll find, if you just type in Fund and Grow into Google, you'll find our Google Plus account, and there's like, just on that alone, there is like 795 Google reviews, 4.9 star rating. We have a really great reputation, and I personally care about that. Like, I don't want negative reviews. I don't want clients saying they didn't get what they thought they were getting. So I played a big part in making sure that we have that kind of reputation over the years, and yeah, we really do care about our clients. So it just it shows through the reviews and the amount of funding that we get every month. It's I know there's other companies out there that are doing like 1 million a month. And they're like, yeah, we hit 1 million this month. That was us like 6 years ago. We were doing like 2 million a month, and now we're doing 15 million roughly each month. So yeah, 600 million to date, 3.4 I think for your group. I said that's what it.
Yep. Yeah.
3.43.
That's incredible. Well, and you said that the other affiliate doing 80 something million. I guess I'm gonna step up my game and start getting the word out there better than what I'm currently
Yeah,
doing.
I didn't mean to put you down.
No. I'm the one saying it, not you, right?
I
So
know,
it's just
I know.
I know you guys offer great service. I don't promote just anybody. I only promote people that are doing a great job. It's made a difference for me, and that's the thing. Usually, I make sure that I use the services, and whatever it is I recommend, I do it first. Make sure it works before I recommend anything. So I'm a client too, and the more that I'm learning about you guys, the more I can see I should be doing more for us and our funding as well. So I'll have to look more into that as well. But
Yeah.
For anyone that's watching this, Mike, it sounds like it's going to be you make a phone call to you guys. It's going to be a free call to see where it is that each person is at, and to see how you guys can individually help them out and see what their options are. So it would, and then a 60-day money back guarantee on whatever it is that you guys come up with for that. So it really seems like a no-brainer to take advantage of that, to at least see where those you guys that are watching this, right? So see where you're at with your finances, where you're at as far as, maybe what they can see, what kind of funding you guys can get, how they can help with, different things with your business, making sure that your everything, your structure is all set up correctly. We were talking about before about your line of, your credit, where you're at, maybe you need help with that. I mean, we have a one-stop shop here where you guys can help in so many different ways. So it would make sense to make that phone call, and I'll provide that information down below. But I also, before I want to say goodbye to you here, Mike, I want to make sure that we push people to the webinar training, because that's where you guys really break it down. And yourself and Ari, who is the CEO of Fund and Grow, go through Ari Page. You guys go through and really break it down with a presentation training and see the specifics with all this, so that you can really see what it is more so than what you guys even provide.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do that webinar, and it's a longer presentation with Q&A. It's over an hour and a half, even with the Q&A. But I answer like everyone's questions, and there's a lot of information there that you guys will learn about credit, whether you want to sign up with us or not. But for those of you that watch this video, if you want to learn more without going to the webinar, go to the link in the description. Fill out that form. It's super easy. And then we'll call you. It's just going to ask you like to pick your credit score range. If you don't know it, just pick whatever's closest. And then we'll call you. We'll go over everything. We'll pre-qualify you. We'll tell you how much you're going to get in the next 2 weeks. We'll give you all the details over the phone. And then after you register at that link, you'll see a video. And then at the end of the video, you'll have the option to see the webinar as well. So yeah, definitely go to the link, fill out the info, because again, there's a $500 discount and the free partner upgrade that's available only to those people who go to the link now and opt in, fill out that quick form, and then we'll give you a call, get a free consultation. You'll basically get a free plan of action too. The people that you're going to be talking to, they're not just some people that don't know what they're talking about. You're going to be dealing with some pretty much experts when it comes to business credit and your personal credit. Our sales team, or business development team, if you will, they're very, very knowledgeable. They're not just going to get on the phone with you and try to push you. They're going to give you all the info. They're going to pre-qual you. They're going to tell you things about your credit you probably didn't know. So it's worth doing just to get that free consultation. And then, like we said, you'll figure out how much you qualify for. And if you want to take the plunge, $500 discount is available. And the webinar will be available as well too. But definitely, thank you for having me today, Dave. I really enjoyed this, and hopefully people on the call got some info out of it that's going to help them in their business, and I guess we'll find out soon.
Definitely. And all the information is going to be, somewhere on this page, wherever you guys are watching this video. You'll see in the description what Mike was just talking about, how you can, you can get access to that webinar training, see the more details about that, contact, Fund and Grow directly. Make sure you go through our link and you use my name, Dave Kettner, as a referrer, to make sure that you're getting that $500 off and the buy one, get one free as well, that you can utilize either for your spouse, a business partner, someone else you partner with, that sort of thing. Yeah, Mike, it's been incredible. Like I said, I enjoy talking to you all the time. I learned a lot myself. And now I know that, well, I have to get off this call and contact you guys and see what I can do further for our business, because, there's things that I know that we can do more stuff with you guys with, and I'm definitely looking forward to that too.
Yeah, it looks like you got pretty good results so far. So, you do look like you're due for more funding, though. It looks like it's been a little while since the last time we applied. So, yeah, we'll get you on the apps list. We'll get you some more. Definitely.
Before the call, I was telling you, Mike, we're in the process of expanding our own private lines of brands and products for our business on Amazon and off Amazon. So yeah, we can always use more funds. The funds help grow the business.
You were telling me right before that you just started with the VRB, the vacation rentals, right?
Correct. And I didn't even know that we could do that. So about 2.5 years ago, we got our first place in Maui. So we got our first condo, and then we got our second one here this past August. And and for that, we've been using our own cash or private cash, money, and we have to put down 25, sometimes 30% down payment and in Hawaii, equity is expensive. So if we can get
Uh-huh.
more places utilizing some of the methods we've already talked about here, then hey, we can expand that business too. It's all about diversifying, whether it is that we're doing it for our inventory or our product business, or we're doing it with our real estate stuff. So you have a lot of options, and it starts with that phone call, Mike. So I'm gonna have to take advantage of that myself and
Yeah.
see what else is that we can do.
Awesome.
So sweet.
Cool.
Well, again, Mike, I appreciate your time. I know your time is very valuable, and everything you share here. I mean, it's some great information that people need to take advantage of and learn more about your company, what you can offer them, and how we can all better work together here. So again, thank you so much, and I appreciate this time, and look forward to talking to you
Thank
again
you.
sometime soon.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thank you
Mike,
again
take
for having
care,
me. Have a good one. Thanks,
everybody.
everyone.
Hey, thank you guys for being on the call. Don't forget those links down below or somewhere on this page. Take advantage of that. Go to and learn more about how this can help you and benefit your business and also your personal finances. There's so many things that you can take advantage of here. So it all starts with going to the link. Whether it is that you go to the webinar, get more details about that, or you go directly to the link that Mike was talking about, where you can actually take advantage of that free one-on-one call, where they're going to really dive into how they can help you specifically with your needs, and I think that's so valuable. They should be charging for. I shouldn't say this, but they should be charging for that. But it's a free call, so take advantage of it. And then, oh, you're still there? Sorry, Mike. You didn't hear that.
No, I was just kidding. I said we can. I'm
You could
joking.
charge for it, right? No, take advantage of it. It's free. While it is still free, take advantage of it and see what you guys can apply for and how they can help you. So with that, thanks again, everyone. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the webinar call training coming up soon.
Thanks, guys.